Ready. Play.
But Raducanu gets over the line. So Elena Raducanu is in the next round where she will play someone. We'll have a look at the end of this match. We'll have a look at some of those second round matches before bringing this show to a close. Emma Raducanu, their lovely backhand slice from Emma, by the way. Now on a run around forehand for Shelby. It's good. It's not good enough to win the point, though. Now it's Emma Raducanu. She's going for the drop shot, and she pulls it off again. Wow, wow, wow. Emma Raducanu, drop shotter-Kanu. I mean, I don't remember her ever being this deft. Well, just hold serve. So, Raducanu through, Ostapenko through, Qinwen Zheng through. Three notable seeds. A seed dropping out, Chastea, meaning Wang will play the winner of this match between Raducanu and Rogers, which we would assume will be Emma Raducanu. We'll assume it. Double breakup, you'd imagine. Yeah, Katie Bolter through as well. Nice straight sets win, albeit very tight. 7-5, 7-6 over Yuan from China. So Emma Raducanu here serving for the match. Oh, we've just gained a couple of subscribers. That's nice. 265. Hit the like button. Raducanu leading here 15 love. And she's now 30 love up. So just 2 points away from victory and a place in the next round. Is it Wang or Wong, by the way? I keep saying Wang, but I feel like it could and should be Wong. The second round is almost complete. A few spots still available. But I think on the women's side, it is just about complete. And now Raducanu has 3 match points. And she puts away that forehand, and she's sealed the deal. 6-3, 6-2. Emma Raducanu is through to the next round. Djokovic against Popyrin. I can see Popyrin taking a set. Am I being too optimistic for the Australian? Quite possibly. Monfils Echeverry. Monfils may well end up winning that, which will be like another birthday present for Djokovic, given his win-loss record against the Frenchman, who he's beaten like 1,000 times. Mannarino through, of course, after that 5-set win, will play Munar in the next round. Chris O'Connell against Ben Shelton. I imagine Shelton to emerge the winner, probably to set up a seeded clash with Mannarino. Taylor Fritz, who has not really looked in really good form for quite a long time. Dare I say it? Dare I go back as far as Wimbledon 2022? I know he got to the quarterfinals in New York, but he had a very, very soft run to that quarterfinals when he eventually got crushed against Djokovic. But I still think he'll be lucky loser. Hugo Gaston. Marushan will fancy his chances against Sarundalo. Musetti Van Ash. I don't know, maybe Van Ash will sneak through there. Jordan Thompson eventually going through in 5 sets against his compatriot, plays Stefanos Tsitsipas. I do think Tsitsipas will go through, but I can see him dropping another set after losing one against Zizou Bergs. I don't see De Jong causing too many problems for Yannick Sinner. I will go for Baez over Galan, but I don't see Baez going much further than the third round, where I expect he'll play Yannick. Tiafoe Mashak. Damien, I know, is big on Mashak. So why not? Let's go for Mashak in 4 over Francis Tiafoe, maybe 5. Hachanov, I think he'll see off the qualifier Kovacevic. De Minaur, surprisingly lost the first set to Raonic before eventually going through because the Canadian retired hurt. Up against Arnaldi. It's a tricky assignment for De Minaur, but I do expect him to overcome it. And I think Koboli will beat Kotov. Sebi Korda, Quinton Hallis. That's an interesting one. I can see that one being another 4 or 5 setter. Eubanks, Rublev should overcome the American, I would imagine. May well be in straight sets, that one. Runa dropped a set today, but I don't think he'll have too much trouble against the wildcard. Kazoo. Artifice, Greekspor. That could be a 5-setter. Greekspor's just won a 5-setter, by the way. Safa Yulin, what happened there? I didn't see the match, but I know a lot of people were talking about a collapse from the Russian. Deary me, Hugo Humbert will be the favorite against... will he be the favorite, Zhizhu Zhang? Oh, maybe that's a 50-50. That'll be an intriguing affair. Mensik, Hurkacz. I'm going Hurkacz, despite Damien being big on the Czech. Grigor Dimitrov has to be the favorite against Kokkinakis, particularly after Dimitrov managed to overcome Fucsovics in 4 sets today. Losing the first set was a breakdown in the second. Kokkinakis, I didn't even realize that match must have just finished 10-8 in that deciding set tiebreak against Ofner. Yeah, well done to the Australian, but I would imagine Dimitrov would feel slightly the fresher player, and he's in better form than his Australian opponent. Davidovich Fokina would fancy his chances against Borges. Grenier, Felix, I'll go Felix, but with almost zero conviction. Rusevori, Medvedev, that's an interesting one. I do think Medvedev will win it, but it's intriguing. Of course, we don't know yet who Klein will be playing, because Zverev and Koepfer are in the middle of their third set. Koepfer winning the first, but right now Zverev seems to have turned the tide, and you'd probably make him the favorite to progress to set up that Klein match, and therefore probably go on to reach the third round, where I think Lehecka will be lying in wait. Cam Norrie up against the qualifier Zeppieri. Cam Norrie, just a few shoots, a bit like Casper Ruud, who we see below him, showing a few shoots of return to form. Purcell, Ruud, we've seen that one before. Discuss. Get in the comment section below. And Tommy Paul, Jack Draper. You know, a couple of hours ago, or even a little bit more, I would have said Jack Draper all day long. But bearing in mind Jack's physical issues in that 5-set win over Giron, something we have seen from the Brit before. He overcame them, to be fair, losing just 2 games in the last 2 sets. Can he be ready enough to go again against Tommy Paul? Tommy Paul is someone who we've seen do back-to-back 5-setters and emerge the winner in the past. Yeah, I'm just erring towards the American right now. Kecmanovic, Struff. I'll go Kecmanovic in that one, mainly just because since returning to the tour, I don't really trust the German right now. Nagal, shock of the tournament, discuss, up against Shang. And we don't yet know who the final second round match will be between, because Gasquet and Alcaraz are still to get underway. And Sonego has just leveled things up against Dan Evans. It'll be interesting to see how Dan Evans is physically from now on, because obviously barely played any tennis since October, meaning that this 4 or potentially even 5-set match may end up going the way of the Italian. Let's see. Switching over to the women's side, which I think is complete. I could be wrong, but I think all women's singles matches for the day are done. So we know Iga Swiatek, Daniel Collins. I'm going for 3 sets in that match. Let me know if you disagree. Kessler, the wild card against Noskova. Then we have Svitolina, who I expect to beat Tomova. Siniakova seems to be focusing a bit more on the singles. I do expect her to overcome Golubic, despite Golubic's heroics in beating Kudermetova in the previous round. Okay. So it's not quite complete. Martic, Tomjanovic. Is that still to play today? I guess it must be. They're not going to play tomorrow, surely. Yeah, coming up any minute on the John Cain Arena. Petra Martic against Tomjanovic. So the women's next round is not quite yet complete. I'm going Tomjanovic, but with very little conviction. So back to the second round draw. Yeah, let's go for Ostapenko, Tomljanovic, and Ostapenko to proceed to the third round. Towson, that's a quiet win that I didn't even notice. But Azarenka lies in wait, and I think Azarenka will dispense with the Dane. Navarro in really good form over the last few months. I remember her doing well in San Diego, amongst other tournaments. Yes, let's have her progressing as well. This is almost like a Nostradamus moment, really. I just didn't get time to do it pre-tournament. Well, I'm doing it at the second round, so you could tick these off and go, yep, John was right, John was right, John was right, or Nostradamus was right. Let's go for the Yastremska, the qualifier to dispense with the French woman, Grasheva. Rybakina now having had a few little hiccups today. Oh, dearie me. I know I mentioned it before, but Pliskova. Please, Pliskova. 2-love up, 2-2. 6-3 up in the tiebreak. Serving twice. Cannot get over the line. And once it gets to 6-5, you just know. And then Rybakina continues the run and ultimately wins 5 points in the row to take the first set. And you just knew an early break was coming in the second, and sure enough. And that was enough for Rybakina to come through in straight sets. Good win for her. And I do see now Rybakina settling into this tournament and probably getting to at least the semi-finals, where maybe Iga Swiatek will lie in wait. Tatiana Maria, Jasmine Paolini. I do see Paolini winning that. Not got a huge amount of faith in Paolini right now. I know it's just been a few weeks since she was in the final in Monastir and also performed very well at the Billie Jean King Cup before losing in straight sets in the final to Leila Fernandez in slightly disappointing fashion. And that defeat until now, I thought she had a disappointing pre-tournament defeat before this Grand Slam here in Australia. But anyway, whatever. She'll probably play Rybakina before going out. Rus, who broke her unfortunate run of first-round defeats. But, of course, she'll be pleased to have got through and now plays Kalinskaya. But I'll go with Kalinskaya emerging the winner there. Sloane Stephens against Kasatkina. Let's go for Sloane. Sloane Stephens, Sloane ceiling. Let's go with that one. Qinwen Zheng, Katie Bolter, big servers. Qinwen Zheng. And she'll set up an Emma Raducanu third round. Tasty, very, very tasty. Trevisan, yeah, she'll be Dodin. Burrell will play the winner of Manarina Pegula, and that one's yet to get underway. But I think that'll be Pegula. Pegula will get through to the third round, probably get through to the fourth, because I think she'd beat Trevisan as well. And then Pegula's run gets very interesting, where she'll probably end up playing Raducanu or Qinwen Zheng. But that is to discuss for another day. Avanesian against Maria Sakkari. Let's go Sakkari in 3 sets. Tight, though. It's a difficult one. I was thinking about going for the upset against our moonballing friend of the show, Alina Avanesian. Do make sure you check out the Talking Tennis interview exclusive with Avanesian, albeit it was from a few months ago. Let's see if I can quickly share it on the screen before I move on. As I scroll down back to our interviews from yesteryear. Well, not yesteryear, just last year. We had the privilege of chatting to her in Berlin, among other players pre-Wimbledon. Where are you, Alina? Arena, sorry. Alina. Should get her name right. She's a friend of the show. There you go. That's our little interview with Avanesian. Some more subscribers. Thank you very much for clicking subscribe. Anyway, let's get back to the Australian Open second round. On the women's side, Kostyuk Mertens. Let's go with Mertens. He'll be pretty fresh, having only played just over a set in the first round after Maya Sharif retired hurt. Wozniacki, yeah, she'll win her second round and set up a match with Hadmaya. But that's tricky. I wasn't sure whether to go to Cork for Korneva. Garcia will beat Frech. I can't say her name, but I won't have to say it for much longer because I think Garcia will go through. No idea. Let's go with Zakharova. over Juvan. Fernandez Parks Fernandez. Layla against Coco in round 3, which isn't even a song. But Andreeva, we have that live on the channel. Andreeva against Ons Jabeur. So make sure you tune in tonight from 11:30 p.m. GMT. Australian Open Day 4 live. And in that show will be Andreeva Ons Jabeur. So check that out as well. Yeah, so Nick and friends will be bringing you that. I think Nick, Bianca, and Ashley will get that show underway at 11:30 p.m. GMT. And then we'll have live commentary of Ons Jabeur, Mira Andreeva. Cool. Rakimova, Diane Parry. Let's go with Parry to win that one. Let's go with Sigmund to continue her little run. What a first round win she had against Alexandrova, by the way. 11-9 in that deciding set tiebreak. Delighted the German was with that, as you can understand. Friend of the show. We also have an interview with Laura Sigmund from Madrid last year. Do check that out. Among other interviews, let's go with Krejcikova to meet Laura in the 3rd round, and maybe therefore Krejcikova might well make the 4th round. Watch this space. Anisimova, good win for her over Samsonova in the 1st round. Really good. I think she'll overcome Podoroska and set up a 3rd round clash with Pavlyuchenkova, because I see her beating the returning Paula Badosa. Maybe that match will come a little bit too soon for the Spaniard, but good to see her back on the tour. Tsurenko will beat Masarova. All of these players we've interviewed. Masarova, another player we interviewed in the Billie Jean King Cup. All of them are in the vault. Check out the videos link on the YouTube channel, and you'll find all of these. And I expect Tsurenko to win that and set up a 3rd round clash with Arina Sabalenka. Okay. Probably should have shared that screen there, but you know, rough edges and all that. But you heard the voice anyway, so you got it all good. All right. Do hit the like button. Do subscribe to the channel if you're new. All that jazz. Thanks very much for tuning in. Just a reminder that Emma Raducanu won in straight sets, as did Elena Rybakina in her match with Pliskova, both going through. And we'll have one last little look at the men's draw just to see what's going on right now, because there are matches happening as we speak. Dan Evans, tide has turned for Dan, or against Dan, I should say. He is down a break in the 3rd set, and Zverev and Kupfer could not be tighter. 1 set all on serve at 3-4 in the 3rd set. All right, I am going to go because I've been talking for too long, and Gasquet and Alcaraz are now getting underway, and Gasquet's won the 1st point. Good for you, Richard. Good for you. All right, big thanks, everyone, and you know the drill. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.